Oh, yes, you do, don't you? Yes.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are from our beautiful, amazing planet Earth. Welcome. Welcome to this session of public speaking. Today, we plan to learn about how to become a great public speaker, how to become the greatest public speaker. And the question is, how to become? Really, what makes a great public speaker? I plan to share with you my 3 golden circles of public speaking. But, however, I have a question to make to you. Are you ready to be a great public speaker? Are you really ready to be the greatest public speaker? Oh my God, some thought is coming in your mind. Really? Is there any limited beliefs in your mind? Please, acknowledge the belief. Take them as a fragile baby. Oh, embrace. No. It's not hard to confront your limited beliefs and to embrace them. Take them. See them. But for this session, please release them. Or if you're not ready for this, let's say, limited belief system to be released, I can suggest something very smart. Take it as a baby and just put it aside. Let the limited belief to sleep for 1.5 hours, or it might be take us 2 hours or more. I really don't know. In fact, I don't know how long it will take. I'm really, truly sorry about this. First, I would love to thank you all participants of 2021 Mega Symposium. I would like to thank our organizer, Arafat Kolaseri, for the incredible opportunity that he has given to me right now. I would love to thank my 39 fellow coaches of being next to me right now or during all this period. I would love to thank especially my team communication. Yes, I would love to thank them all. Also, I left for the end my co-host. For today, I have a lot of co-hosts, and I'm so proud of this. I have John, this handsome man. Great, unmute yourself, John. Say hello to our audience, please.
Good afternoon, good morning. Looking forward to this, Roxani.
Thank you, John. I have also another gentleman next to me from Singapore. His name is Venkat Viamlingam. Unmute yourselves, dear friends. Say hello to our audience.
Greetings to everybody.
Oh, so happy. I have Sarah also. I have Dr. Aman, Philippe, Hara. I have so many friends. I have Jorge, Daphne, Sadipa. I have Grace. I have so many, Federico, many. And I have also you, the audience, the participants of 2021 Mega Symposium. Now, I think I have to ask our co-host, Mr. Venkat, if we are really ready to fly. Are we ready, Venkat? Okay, let's do it. Let's fly.
Are you ready to fly? Can you leave the world behind? Baby, are you ready to fly? the sky. Are you ready to fly? Can you leave the world behind? Baby, baby, are you ready to fly? Together we'll reach for the sky.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vincent. So let's share the screen because today we're going to get through our 3 golden circles of great public speaking. The 3 golden circles. One is the storytelling. Let me just 1 moment. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, that's it. So the 3 golden circles of public speaking. How to become a great public speaker. What makes the greatest public speakers to be greatest public speakers? We're going to talk about storytelling. We're going to talk about body language and about the personality of the public speaker. And the question now comes, why? Why storytelling? Really, it is so important about public speaking. And why? Why body language? Write on the chat box. And why the personality? So let me hear from you. Raise your hand or write on the chat box. Why do you think that storytelling, really, it is so important for a great or the greatest public speaking? So, Sarah, if you could, if you see any comments just to share with us. So the question is, why storytelling is the first golden circle of a great public speaking? If we have any beautiful, amazing answers from our audience. Storytelling.
Oh, I can read now. Thank you, Roxani. Stories at the history of humanity and best way to educate, to connect with the audience. Storytelling creates metaphors to form a bond with your audience. From Constantina, share experiences. From Terry, it engages you with others and can create rapport and understanding. And from Erini, create feelings. And from Hara, people can relate to it more. Dr. Rahman says, getting connected with audience understands you better. And Grace, storytelling connects your audience. think we all agree on this. Create rapport with the audience, connect with audience. Audience relates to you as authentic. Stories capture an audience because they relate to reality. Wow, I love the engagement here. Humanity is built with stories. People like stories. Storytelling makes you used to interactions and sharing ideas with different audiences. Influence people. People like to hear stories. We grow up listening to stories. It is easy way to understand. The list is long here. Stories are as old as hunter-gatherers by the fire, exploring and sharing the world around. That is true, Jorge. And from Marian, stories stick to the mind, familiarity, great to connect, and stories enable you to draw audience attention. Philippe says recent marketing studies show storytelling is the most effective way to attract audiences. And Sriyana says you can build rapport with storytelling. And from Tasneem, story is the better pedagogical method to inspire others. Thank you, everybody. Wow, what an engagement we have here, Roxani. People are on fire. Thank you, everybody. Stories are powerful, says Hara.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Sarah, for your support today also. And yes, in one sentence, it is that we understand each other through stories. And now we go to the second golden circle, that is body language. Why? Let the audience then tell us their opinion, share their views with us, Sarah. Why body language to be the second powerful golden circle for the public speaking, to be a great or the greatest public speaker? So let's hear you, all people. Body language. Let me support a little bit here. Body language is our emotional language. It's the emotional body and the engagement that we create with the audience. So this is body language. It's the emotional language.
We have John here saying,
yes, please, please, Sarah.
7% is verbal and the rest is body language, which we talked about yesterday, right? And it is language and tone, the way you interact, says Raman. Gestures and postures draw attention. It touches the heart and stimulates emotions. Body language is nonverbal communication. It speaks 65% better than words, says Carolyn. Body language communicates nonverbal. Our body language shows our true self, says John. And Philippe says that without the right body language, the message won't go through. I agree fully with that one.
Of course, the message is not getting through. Thank you, Philippe, for sharing this.
And
so,
Orwin, sorry, it goes on. Our body language helps people warm up or distance themselves. And Jorge says the energetic field we irradiate is a reflection of our inner self and signals massively our inner realities through body language. Yes, I fully agree on that one, Jorge. Body language brings out the emotions, and audience checks our body language to compare with what the speaker is saying. And Grace says that body language expresses the authentic self.
Yes, exactly. So you can understand now that the emotionality, how we express our emotionality through our cells of our body, how important it is in our communication, but beyond the communication of the people, of the audience, it's the communication that we are doing to ourselves. That's why we start this session about the limiting beliefs. And the third golden circle is the personality of the public speaker. Let us hear about you more. What do you think? Is it the personality playing a role here in public speaking? The audience wants to see that they're having an expert in front of them. Yes, of course, this is, we can understand. But the audience evaluates the history and the reputation of the speaker. The audience evaluate the values, the core values of the speaker, and also further and foremost, the audience can understand if the speaker accepts the audience, if the speaker got compassion about the audience, if the speaker's words are full of empowerment, encouragement, and faith. We are talking about credibility. That is why so strong this link, this third golden circle to become the greatest public speaker. Sarah, do we have any views?
Yes,
from
we
our-
have plenty of them, Roxani. So Jorge says that we all wear masks. Maybe that was in relation to the last one. And I think they had their answers to your questions. Yes, it does from Roman, not all the time, totally. Albin says the personality is very important. And that Francisco says that personality is like engaging. It's situation-based, says Venkat, the personality. And personality brings out credibility, says Matum Waisak. And myself, I wanted to say that all personalities have their gems. Imagine everybody being the same. How boring. Personalities make us unique. Orwin says personality is the real deal. Positive personality captures the audience, while negative personality pushes the audience away. Tasneem says that the speaker can express himself or takes a mask. Orwin says that personality is what public speaking is all about. And Aled says that your appearance influences audience understanding. People are drawn to a public speaker's personalities, etc. Wearing a mask would be uncovered by a discerning audience. Authenticity is key, says Philip.
Perfect, perfect. So I think it's time, Venkat, for us to let the audience see, let the audience watch Anthony Quinn and his techniques about what he's teaching us about public speaking with his pathos and with his mindset. We are going to watch a 2 minutes and 52 seconds video about a fascinating story of a real life of Alexis Zorbas, character in Zorba the Greek. It is, for me personally, one of the most memorable films in all history, a film of 1964. Alexis Zorbas, Anthony Quinn, and Alan Bates as a Basil. But before, Venkat, please, before you put the video, let us make a parallelism here in my mind. Let us think. Anthony Quinn is the mentor, is the coach, is the educator, is the father, is the colleague, is the friend. And let us make the parallelism when we're going to view the video that Alan Bates, it's our child, it's our friend, it's our coachee, our mentee, it's our student. So, Venkat, please. And then we're going to go further and to discuss further about this video. Thank you.
Teach me to dance. Will you?
Dance? Did you say dance? Come on, my boy. Together. Let's go. Up. Again. Up. Now. Yasu Levendi. Boss, I have so much to tell you. I never loved a man more than you. Hey, boss, did you ever see a more splendiferous crash? You can laugh too, huh? Hey, you laugh!
You're so they all right.
Especially the monks.
The third time was the best. Nothing left.
Hey! Here! Up! 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 Up!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Venkamp. Thank you all, really. So I want to now thank you, Tasneem. Thank you, everybody, that you have that you are here now to make a symposium with us. And I would like to hear from you, really. Have you noticed any public speaking qualities right now? Can you do just to play with your mind and to connect what public speaking qualities think that you are? Probably Adoni Queen is having right now. Just see the thoughts here. Maybe on the chat box we're having people, or maybe Sarah or John also. If you see any people sharing, let me help a little bit.
We have here,
Please.
people love the music and the scene. Music is the best universal communication we have in Tasneem here. So far, no comment on Anthony Quinn. Let me see here. Engaging. Yeah, here we have from Francisco. He was able to connect with a simple gesture of dance and welcoming. Just dance. The posture, says Raman. Camaraderie from Matumbo Isaac. Caroline says happiness.
Perfect. Let me remind you, it was the opening line from Alan Bates, the audience, that said, teach me to dance, will you? The audience always got the need. There is the need. And the audience really, they're asking to find somebody to teach. The need. Maybe it's public speaking, maybe it is a career counselor, maybe it is everything. And Adoni Queen, let's presume that he's now the public speaker because he's a coach. Let's make these parallels. He couldn't believe in his ears. Say, to dance? He was stood and then he stood up and said, did I hear correct dance? He wanted to double check about this. And then with his gut voice feeling, a motivational feeling, he said, come on, boy, together. Because public speaking, it's not about the public speaker, it is about the audience and the public speaking. If we're talking about memorable public speaking talks, of course. So let me share my screen to see some more qualities of Levedimu. Qualities. Okay, just a moment. Let me. Okay, no problem. Here we are. Venkat, is it sharing correctly the screen, please? Thank you. I would like, really, in every time that I do this, I need the thumb to be up in order to be safe side. Thank you. Perfect. So the game go to one rule. And when I'm talking about game, I'm talking about the public speaking game. And the rule is as follows. Focus on your audience, see through your audience eyes. And here we're having from Adoni Queen, we made the parallelism and we came up to some levedimou qualities. Levedimou in Greek means my fine fellow. So public speakers' qualities: to hear and embrace the need, to respond exactly to what he hears and what he sees, to look a little bit longer, but let me explain it here. When we say to look a bit longer, we mean to make the research, to look behind the scenes, to look what the audience characteristics are like, to smile, to have fun, to be personal, to walk towards the audience. And also on stage, we have seen many public speakers that they are going towards the stage. So there is no limitation, and there is no distance between them. To compliment the audience, to say levedimou, my fine fellow, to encourage your audience, to have passion, to use playful emphasis, to have positive energy, and to control the stage or to control the camera, it depends. To make horizontal movements, yes, when you are on stage and you are performing, it's a very beautiful body language and public speaking to walk horizontal. Small steps and to talk. It depends. You make the talk, the sentence, and then when you are changing the subject, you do a small step next, horizontal. Or vertical. When you have passion, you do the vertical movement. Adoni Queen did it, and it's a great public speaker's levedimou quality. Purposeful poses. You stop. You wait for the audience to think, to react. It's not robots, they have to think. You give them space, you give them time. Voice climax. And he said something beautiful here. He said, I love you. I don't remember now the exact phrase, but he said it was, you are the most, the person that I love most. He said something like that. Yes, because the public speaker, he speaks to an audience that he loves. He cannot speak to an audience that he does not love. How can he speak to somebody that he cannot love? How he will persuade or influence or talk about the theme, the idea that he's sharing? He makes, yes, an open posture, a triumph posture. Yes. You need. Because the audience will feel that he's in a safe hands if you have an open posture. Yes, it goes subconscious. What can we do that? We accept it. Yes, we do it. Open posture. They were matching and mirroring. On the dance. They were doing, he teaches the techniques, the tools, and the audience matching and mirroring. That is the best public speaking. When there is this matching and mirroring. Yes, of course, it is. And we weren't there, but we can understand that we might, at this case, we have also a breathing synchronization. That is the acceleration of the amazing, of a memorable public speaking talk. Now, before a public speaker even begins to write his talk, he has to make a research. We're having now an audience. So let's make, we have a live example here. Let's experience it. And I want you all to write what is your characteristics as an audience. Just I want to hear from you. Just to see what is the characteristics of the audience that we're having in Mega Symposium 2021. Let us see what is the characteristics, please. I'm just waiting. I give space for you to think. Characteristics, let me support here. It might be that we are a global audience, so it is the attitudes, it is the educational characteristics, it is the lifestyle, it's this kind of characteristics I'm looking just to share with us. You are not going to give any examination. The income, the lifestyle, the attitude, the beliefs, this is characteristics, the values, the background, the personalities, the interest, this is characteristics. But let me take it in another level, because when you're having an audience, you see the basic, the first layer of characteristics, and then you have to dive deeper to go to the core. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we know here we are in Mega Symposium, and Mega Symposium 2 got a title. Just think about the title, and this will lead you to the solution, to the reply of the characteristic. It is practical approaches for thriving. This is the title of Mega Symposium. So what does it mean to me? It for me means that most possible people that are here, they are looking for personal development. They are looking tools to improve their life. Might also be people that they want to have a life balance. So they are looking for tools for a thriving life in balance. Or might be people that are educators or coaches or mentors, that they are looking tools in order to support their own coaches and students, in order to see them thrive, isn't it? So if you have more something to share. So always, before we begin to write, we make our research. We make our research here. What are the characteristics? We try to pick up information, to make open questions to the audience, and always we try to answer to the three main questions. Why? Why the audience to hear me? What value I will offer to the audience, and how I will help them, how I will give them, what tools I'm going to give them in order to solve their struggles. So always these three questions before we start even our talk, in order to have a perfect alignment with our audience struggles and needs. I don't know, Sarah, is it any question in order before I carry on?
Yes, Roxani, we have one question, and I don't know if you want to take the questions in the end, then I'm very happy to. I already wrote this question down, or if you want to take them as they appear, it's up to you.
Is it just, if it is a question now relevant with the subject, it's better to clear it right now before
Right.
we carry on?
So Francisco Reyes asks if there are any additional focus for public speakers within virtual audience.
Sorry, Sarah, I want you to repeat it again, please.
Yes.
Francisco?
So the question is, are there any additional focus for public speakers within virtual audience? I think that Francisco means that now that we give, for
Yes.
example, this conference that we're having, the Mega Symposium, is
Yes.
online, right? So is there anything
Yes.
special that we need to think about? Any additional focus for those of us that give trainings with virtual audience?
Of course, thank you, Sarah. This is our first part about the golden circle of storytelling. When we're going to the second golden circle is body language, and I have split it on stage and virtually. So there I have split it from the head, the eyebrows, totally analysis. And I will answer to your question, Francisco, so no worries. But we will do it later. So it's now about public speaking or storytelling. So I carry on. Then, if there is nothing else, and so this is we let's just one moment. Yes, but since we are a global audience, it's good for us to put some safe rules right now. I want you to feel relaxed. We are in a safe environment. We are here just to experience and to learn, to have high level of respect to each other. Everyone joins and on the chat box or raise their hand or make questions. And I want you to be present, playful, and participate. Keep in mind that some people might facing difficulties right now and some other people might not. I want you to take away the learning. So this is the safe rules of this session today. And now it's about Roxani a bit. I think it's time to share a bit of my story. Yes, 7th February of 2009, we all moved to Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki is the second largest city in Greece. It is friendly and charming, with hint of mystery and wealth of cultural monuments and attractions. Roxani, me, I am at that point a shy introvert, got social anxiety, and I was invisible. I wanted to hide from the people. I wouldn't even imagine to be in front and talk about me at all. I have a big, huge difficulty to communicate with people. But let us bring again and reply, because I say we moved to Thessaloniki. It was me, it was my sons and I, Spiros and Dimitris, two small kids, divorced, moved from Rhodes Island to Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki, why? Because here it is my lovable family member, Sophia, my sister. So that's why the divorced sister with the two kids moved to Thessaloniki to her sister. If the sister was in Magnesia, in another island, we have moved over there. So the place has nothing to do. It was just because of the sister of this relationship. I was struggling. It was hard. I was running out of money. I couldn't even imagine myself offering basic things to my children. I couldn't, let's say, I couldn't have the power to be the captain of my own self somehow. I was afraid to ask for, to raise it, to go to, and to ask for a salary raise, even if I was working so hard, and I have good results in sales department that I was working. Yes, I was a sales manager. That has nothing to do with the shyness and the introverted. I was looking what to do. I was thinking, I was struggling about this. I knew that it was my low self-esteem, my low confidence, my low self-love that I always and constantly reaching and scored low. One day, while I was searching around, I came up to a training, Sarah, to facial micro-expression training, Center for Body Language, yes. I say, why not? I didn't even know what micro-expression was. Micro-expression, who cares? I didn't know. But it was actually when I start to look for my personal development and when I understand that it was the speaking, it was the self-esteem, the confidence, the lack of these things that it was making all this trouble around me. I went there and that opened the door for me slowly, small steps. And I changed my life. And now you see that I learn more courses. Also, I have finished career counselor. I'm body language coach and hospitality and sales coach. I'm a TEDxOnC member as a body language coach, Center for Body Language and Microexpressions trainer. I coach body language and facial expression to CEOs, TV presenters, educator coaches, and I have started right now to teach confidence for teenagers. Over the last 2 years, I constantly studied TED Talks, and I came up to my 77 public speaking tools. But all this, for me, are tools. I repeat, are tools. And I am in process of doing more things. Because my vision, it is to try to teach people how they are going to increase their self-love, to increase their self-confidence, to increase their self-esteem. So it has nothing to do with the tools. They are tools. We can find also more tools. But we need a vision to know exactly what is driving the driving power towards. And my driving power, it is to help people as I was before to thrive and to gain confidence, to gain esteem and self-love. I came up to my RMT methodology on stage and on camera, Francisco Reyes later, you will see. And I have split it in order to gain charisma, intelligence, and credibility. I'm working the gesturing, how the public speaker has worked the stage and the camera, the energy. And when we say gesturing, we don't mean only the fundamental, that is the hand gesture, we mean the facial, the body gesturing, of course, the facial, and how you communicate emotional. The expressiveness. Do you have an idea as a public speaker? Maybe this idea it's just numbers. How you will make it, how you will find a more excited way to do it. Easy to watch. And are you vivid on stage or on camera? Personality, yes. Are you a person that the audience will see that you are easy to approach? Do they feel personal to you? What's your uniqueness? Your viewprint, as a friend, Bernie Davis said in her last TED Talk. This is my favorite ones, my top. Simon Sinek. In Vanessa Van Edwards' scienceofpeople.com, she said that in one of his TED Talk, he got over than 600 hand gestures. And that means, and her science lab has counted that the top TED Talkers, they are having over the average, over than 500 gestures on stage. Sir Ken Robinson, so humorous, so beautiful. He's so expressive with his facial expressions. I like him. He's very smart, and the humor and the vocal variety. Brené Brown, I like her. It's casual and her vulnerability. And for the end, I have Kid President. Yes, he's young. There is the youthfulness and the excitement on stage. You cannot take your eyes off stage when they are. But my friends, Sarah, you will be happy for the next slide. The amazing Hans Rosling. Yes, Hans. He's a science. He's not with us. It is, I think, 2017 that he left this beautiful planet of ours. He's a science and academic. He used a lot of data visualization. His universal talks, many TED talks, many talks around the planet Earth. He's very passionate. I have chosen Hans because of his pathos, of his storytelling, of his props that he's using, and his superb body language and public speaking skills. Here you will see on the camera, you will see the transparent screen that he's using to show the data. you are going to see props. And when I say props, write on the chat box, what do I mean with props? Let us see people, what they will share with us, what they think, what a props is. Because you are public speakers, you have to know. You might use them, or you should. So props, Sarah, do we have any reply? What props means?
We don't have any replies to
Okay.
that question. Photo frame, painting, wand. Extras. Props supplement our message.
Bravo. Exactly.
Anything to aid your delivery. By the way, we also have a request to have all the names of your speakers. I don't know if we want to keep that together with the questions later on.
Sarah, yes, if you can keep it for me.
Yeah, I've written it down. I don't have the names. You will have to tell me them, but I have written down
Yes.
that what we want to reveal, or we will get back to that later.
No, I can say it
We don't
right
forget
now.
it.
It's Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek. It is.
Yes.
Yes, let me say it slowly.
No, I know. Simon Sinek, yes.
Yes, Sir Ken Robinson. Sir Ken Robinson.
Sir Ken Robinson. Yes.
It's very, I remember the talk. Brené Brown
Yes.
and Kid President. They will find them.
Keith President.
Yes.
Keith, like
Kid,
K-E-I.
the child, Kid.
Kid.
Like the
Okay,
child,
Kid President.
K-I-D.
Kid President. Those were the ones. So I'm going to
Yes.
share it in the chat window.
Yes. And now it's Hans Rusling. It is our case study. I have picked up 2 parts of his talk, Don't Panic. Now we are focusing on the storytelling part, and on the second circle, we will focus on his body language. So pathos, storytelling, props. Props are, for example, you can see these toilet rolls that he's using them in order to build things on stage. Or you will see, that's why I picked the pictures, the bucket that he's using, or some small bicycle. Or I don't know if it is clear on your cameras. This is the props, things that you use to support what, and you make the audience see what you are sharing. It's a very nice idea for public speaking. So my friend Venkant, I think the time again came for us. So we're going to watch the first part of his talk, the first part, and I want you to think while you are watching this opening speech ideas, and we'll discuss further. Thank you.
We live in a world of relentless change. Huge migrations of people to new megacities, filling soaring skyscrapers and vast slums. Ravenous appetites for fuel and food, unpredictable climate change. And all this in a world where the population is still growing. Should we be worried? Should we be scared? How to make sense of it all?
Seven billion people now live on this planet of ours. Isn't it beautiful? But when some people think about the world and its future, they panic. Others prefer not to think about it at all. But tonight, I'm going to show you how things really are. My name is Hans Rosling. I'm a statistician at... No, don't switch off. Because with the latest data from all countries, I'm going to show you the world in a new way. I'm going to tell you how world population is changing and what today's data tell us about how the future of the world will be. We undeniably face huge challenges. But the good news is that the future may not be quite as gloomy and that mankind already is doing better than many of you think.
Babies, each one a blessing.
Thank you, Venkant. Thank you. So let me share the screen so one can just a moment. Oh. Perfect. So I want you to ask you if you have noticed any speech, grand speech opening ideas during this 2 minutes, around 2 minutes speech that we have seen, we have watched and admired Hans Rosling. If anybody has shared any views, any great opening speech ideas. I will start, and you will think in the process that in 0.37 seconds, he said, should we be worried? In 0.40, he said, should we be scared? This is questions. This is a great opening speech idea. The voice climax. This is a body language skill, isn't it? He paused after the two questions with the voice climax, and he lowered his voice down, and he said, how to make it sense of it all? Like he was confused. Then, in 1 minute, 0.07 seconds, he said, but tonight, I'm gonna show you what really is happening by the statistics and the numbers that we are already having. I paraphrase. And also, he did something strong. No, don't switch off. Because he said that he's a statistician. He got the engagement. This is very powerful. In the beginning, in the first minute, he got engagement. He made his audience laugh and relax. What a skill, isn't it? Imagine how strong this is it. He made playful emphasis with his audience. I want you to see if, Sarah, the people have write and share with us another opening ideas for Hans Rosling. Maybe they have noticed down more.
Yes, Roxani, we have voice variations from Penny, and Dr. Raman says creating curiosity. Venkat says his shoulders spoke too. And Penny says open-ended questions and emphasis. And from Orwin, we have he opened with a picture. And Carolyn says body language. And John says that he caused the audience to jump by saying, don't turn off. And then from Hara, we have powerful, provocative questions.
Yes.
Use of sense of humor from Charity.
Exactly. So opening ideas, it's also curiosity. I think that, I'm sure I have heard it that you have mentioned, Sarah. Questions, the audience know already. The big idea, he shared it, he gives his stigma in 1 minute and 35 seconds, he gives the stigma and say, but the good news are that the future might not quite gloomy as many of you might think, and the mankind is doing better, I paraphrase. But this is the point. He starts with a big idea. He opens in less than 2 minutes. That is all that we have seen in 1 minute and something, 55 seconds. So in this, he used curiosity, he used the questions, he used the big idea. And now I want you, my friends, there is also storytelling. Who has recognized the storytelling? As Hara said, any brave, and Sarah said, any brave? The storytelling, who recognized the story that Hans said in less than 2 minutes? In combination with all these opening ideas. Let me start. Storytelling need who? Need a person, and Hans open in 0.9. We live in a world, we, who, we, the humans, here is the who. Let's put the steps in order to support. So we are going the first golden circle for a great public speaker, a great public speaker. No, for the greatest public speaker, the storytelling, the 4 building blocks. Who? We, the humans, Hans said. Where is the settings? We need emotional here, and we need settings, emotional settings, and we need also the 3-dimensional scenery. What is the conflict? When conflict starts, the story starts. And how? What is the resolution? The fulfillment, the idea. So we the humans, who will share with me the where? Do you remember? It is around 6 minutes ago, maybe you don't. He put the settings. He said something and he put the settings. He said in 0.20 seconds, huge migrations of people to new mega cities, soaring skyscrapers and vast slums. Yes, storytelling. And what is the struggle? Do you remember the struggle? He said, he talked about climate, unpredictable climate. And he talked for ravenous appetite for fuel and food. Yes, this is the struggle, we humans. And how? He gave us also resolution. He gave us the idea. And he said, there are numbers, there are statistics that we might be as gloomy, quite gloomy, and the mankind might doing better than many of you might think. And what is the most amazing, that from the point first that we are panic, that we are feeling this fear and this uncertainty, we move to point 2 in less than 2 minutes, and we feel the hope. The mankind might do better than many of you might think, in less than 2 minutes. So this is the storytelling. So now it's time for you to play with me, for you to play together. We're all together, isn't it? So, friends, I don't know, Sarah, if you could share or Ben come to the rules of the game, the storytelling game.
I
Go to
can
it.
share them. I have them here, Roxani.
So slowly I will talk about them. So we are going to be in breakout rooms, and we're going to have 4 roles. The roles is, first one will be the organizer. The organizer will ask the audience, what is your struggle about public speaking? The second will be the administrator, the one that you will do all the writing job. The third will be the salesperson, the one that will speak to the audience. And the last 1 or 2 or 3 persons, it depends on the breakout rooms, it will be the audience. So I repeat, first the organizer will ask I want you to go fast, to greet each other, and then to take the roles, because we're having 10 minutes. The organizer will ask the audience, what is your exact struggle about public speaking? And the audience will say, maybe will say the PowerPoint. Maybe they say that I'm afraid to speak in front of camera or on stage. Maybe they say whatever. But they have to find just one struggle because the time is not enough. Then the administrator will take this struggle, one moment, to show the slide before, and will put it to what? So we have 4 steps. The administrator take the struggle of the organizer that he will ask the audience and will put it in what? So what is ready? We are missing now who, where the settings, and how. So they have to come in a memory, in a local myth, in a story, a global story, a national story. And they are going to add this story to find the character, to put it over there, to find the settings, the what they got it, and to find the resolution. A resolution might be an idea, might be a fulfillment, might be a sure solution of their actual thing. And then the audience, the sales will present it, and the audience will give a feedback and will applause. Yes, they are having actually the main part is between the administrator and the salesperson, because they have only 5 minutes to make and to create the story for the benefit of their audience. Sarah, do we have the time to put it on the chat box, the rules again?
Yes, I think that it's the last thing that I put is actually the rules. So everybody should have access to them. And before we go to the breakout rooms, I would like to ask everybody, because I have not been focusing, I've been monitoring the chat and I've been letting in participants. So I haven't been focusing. I have not followed completely, but to the rest of you, do you all understand what you are supposed to do in the breakout rooms? Or do we need any further clarification before we go there? Because remember, then we're not going to have Roxani. So it's vital that we all understand what we're going to do. So are there any questions for Roxani now before we send you to the breakout rooms? One question from Christine is, are there not just 4 groups?
The groups is it's going to be from 5 to 6 persons for 10 minutes, and it's going to the audience will be 1 or 2 persons. It depends how many we are. Some of them might be 5. Some of them it depends. It's going to be 6. So actually the organizer will set the question up front to the audience. The audience will reply. The administrator and the sales, they do the job. The organizer might support them if they have difficulty. And then salesperson will present in front of the audience. They will give the feedback and they will applause. And then
So is this, Roxana, is this like a role play? So each
yes, it is
in the room,
yes,
we have 5 persons and 1 person is playing the, let's go to the list now. 1 person is playing the organizer, right? And that
Yes.
person is going to ask the audience, who is the audience?
The audience is
Imaginable, something we imagine?
No, they have to pick up when they go to the breakout rooms. They have to pick up roles and to say, I pick up to be the audience. You pick up to be the organizer. They have to find
exactly.
it.
So one
Within
person is
the
playing
breakout.
one person is playing organizer, one person is playing, second one, sorry, is audience, right? The third one is the administrator. And the fourth one is the sales, who is creating the storytelling, right?
Between administrator and sales. And the organizer will support if the sales and the administrator, they cannot figure out a story. He has to go there for them and support them. So is it clear then for our beautiful audience? It's an experimental.
Please unmute yourself and ask if you have questions. Personally, I am not big, but maybe I am. I'm a bit tired today from yesterday because I am not 100%. And I'm saying it because if I'm doubting, maybe there will be more people that are not sure, right? Dr. Roman understands. Not clear to me, says Buengue. Very good, Buengue. Very good that you say it. Not so clear. Assignment not clear. This is why what I was suspecting.
Yes.
So why don't we do it like this? Roxani, we pretend now that you and me, Dr. Raman, Venkat, and John, the 5 of us are in a breakout room, right? Let's pretend. So, and you tell us, what are we going to do now in the room?
Yes. So how many it is, Raman, you, and Venkat?
It's you, me, Raman, John, and Venkat. The 5 of us are now in a breakout room, right? So what are we going to do now in the breakout room?
Perfect. I like it. So let's say that John is the organizer, and I will play the audience in order for you to figure out. I make it a little bit. So John, as an organizer, play your role.
So what is John's role? What is John going to do
John's
then,
role
Roxani?
is to ask me, the audience, Roxani, what is your struggle about public speaking?
Okay, so John is going to find out what we're going to be
No,
talking
John
about.
will ask me. John, I want to ask me, John.
Roxani, what's your biggest challenge when you're public speaking?
The PowerPoint. The PowerPoint. So, who is the administrator?
That's
Let's say
Dr. Rahman.
So
Dr.
as
Rahman.
an admin, I'm going to write it's kind of minutes, in a board meeting, you're writing what the other person is saying.
Exactly. So Dr. Rahman, she will write down the audience struggle is the PowerPoint. So
Perfect.
organizer will not disappear. And then the sales is Venkat with, we're having, Venkat is the sale with the administrator. So we are two audience, Sarah and I were the audience. They will create the storytelling. They will find a person. They will find, they will set the settings, three-dimensional scenery from a story, and they will find the resolution. So
find the,
Venkat,
sorry, one moment. I'm writing here in the chat window. Find the person. That is the one thing. What do we mean by finding the person? Who is going to be the speaker?
Yes, when you go to, let's say now we're a breakout room. We are five.
Mm-hmm.
They're also, okay, we're five. And we're in the breakout room. We say, greet, hello, I'm Roxani from Greece, Verka from Singapore, Sandra from Sweden, Dr. Rahman from Canada, John is from England. And we say, who is the audience? Okay, I'm the audience.
I'm the audience.
Okay, bravo. And then, who's the administrator? Then,
Yay.
who's the admin? Exactly. Who's the organizer? And you start the
Me.
Q&A.
Okay, and then I got that John is suggesting, asking you and I what are our problems, and we say it's a PowerPoint, and then Venkat and Rahman quickly they put their heads together and they find a person. Now I'm not clear about,
No,
sorry
they are
again, but I'm not
find-
clear about what is finding a person. What does that mean?
Yes. Thank you for asking this, Sarah. They are finding the first building block of storytelling. Who? They are finding the story. The story has to be humanized. So it has to have a human. So they are
They
finding.
build the story.
who.
They build the story, right?
They
That
build the
is the
story
job.
from these steps.
Find a person. And what's the second one?
It's where the settings, they have to.
Of the story, the setting of the
Yes,
story.
to build the story. The what is the conflict, but the struggle we know already because organizer has already asked the audience about the struggle. So what is already answered, has already been answered. So it's no need for them.
What is the
And
third building block, Roxani? What? What is it? That is what?
What is the struggle? What is the problem? That, for example, for me, the PowerPoint. So they will try to find out how they can solve, how they can give me an idea. Maybe they give me an idea. Go, so I cannot create the story right now because they have to do it by their own. Okay, let's say go to an institution. I have the same struggle, Roxani, with you. I live here in the United Kingdom. I have the same with the PowerPoint. I have given public speakers a lot. Sometimes happens to me with the audience. I couldn't open the PowerPoint. That was also a struggle. And you know what I did, Roxani? I was going and sign up in an institution for PowerPoints, things like that, just to make a small, easy story. Nothing in this, and to use the steps. Who? The character. We need, a story needs to have a character. Maybe it's a memory. Where? The settings. Maybe the settings is emotional settings, or maybe be a three-dimensional scenery in Thessaloniki, a charming city, a friendly, with full of wealth of attractiveness. It's scenery, three-dimensional. And what we know and how, the solution, the resolution. The resolution, that's it.
So just to super clarify, because when we have large groups, we always have to be super clear, right?
Yes,
so what we're going to do that Venkat and Dr. Rahman are going to create a story behind the presentation where we will solve the problem, the PowerPoint, right? There is a story behind that.
Yes, yes.
And that
yes.
has to involve, like you told your story. Your story was when you moved to Thessaloniki with your children and you struggled. Yeah, the setting was Thessaloniki, and you were the person with your children, right? So we're going to
Right.
come up with a fictive story
Yes,
that
yes,
is
yes.
behind the PowerPoint, right? So I think
All behind.
now we have painted the picture enough, and we hope that,
Yes.
are there any further questions, or do you, the participants, do you understand what you're going to do now in the breakout rooms?
I think we are ready, Sarah, to go to the breakout
Let's
rooms,
go.
and we are ready. We are ready. So let's do it. Let's do
I
Please.
just have one question.
Please.
The story that we've got in each group, are they going to present it in the breakout room, or are they going to come back here to the main room and present it?
This is a secret, John. I cannot hide the secret. Sorry.
Sorry.
And how long? How long? You said
10
10 minutes, I
minutes.
think.
10 minutes. You got it. Go for it.
Let's
Woo!
go. Let's be playful. Let's play out fully like we did yesterday, right? See you
Exciting
in 10
stories.
minutes. Yes,
Yes.
see you in 10 minutes. Let's build and let's compete. Let's see who creates the most exciting story, guys.
Let's have some water. Sorry. One moment. Arafat Venkat, is it all the people?
Yeah, I'm
Slowly.
trying to make it, collate all of them into a bigger room. Because some rooms there's only 2 or 3.
Yes, Venkat, room 7,
Transferring
only
them.
2 there.
Yeah, transferring them to other rooms.
Let's have more, a little bit more water.
Okay, room 7 is empty. Good.
Room 4, only 2, bro.
Okay, I'll transfer to room 3. I can bring to room 4.
Yeah, room 3, only 1. Yes,
Yeah.
you can transfer.
Jorge is there. Good. Okay, good. He's joined.
Yeah, all good now. There are minimum 3 there.
Yeah, okay. 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yes.
Okay, bye.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Come on. Stay here.
Cheering for you, Roxy.
My love,
Go,
Hara.
Roxy. Go, Roxy.
Venkat, we have 2 more. Sorry, Nitin Mystery not joined yet.
18, I'll put in room 4.
How many rooms?
Fine. So we
We're
have,
having 8 rooms.
8 rooms, but only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms are active.
Okay, just remember the rooms, Venkat, because they will share the story.
Okay.
In room 7, only Srijana.
7. How are you going? Where you should go there? I'll put in room 8 then.
Yeah.
Anyway, let them be together. It's good to connect with each other. It's not,
Yeah.
this is the point. To connect, maybe it's good for them. You never know.
Nitin joined again.
Nitin is having an internet problem.
Yes. I think room 4 need 1 more person. Room
Yeah,
4
I'm
and
putting
room 5.
Nitin there. Nitin is in room 4 actually, if you see his name. He's got internet problem.
All good for now.
Roxani, I'm stopping your share screen. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No
I
worries,
was
my dear.
focused on something else, so I didn't quite understand what he said. I was focused my mind somewhere in the planet. So we're going to have some stories. Let's see.
Venkat, room 3, only Uma there.
He will do it.
You.
We will see.
Room 3, I can, for a while, I can put in room 4. All right, I'll go to visit the rooms, Roxani.
I think you can go to room 5, right? No, all good right now.
It's the time. 10 minutes.
Oh, whose timings? Sarah, right?
We took 3 minutes already. 7
3
minutes
minutes.
more. Yeah, 7 minutes more.
Ah, good. So they are having time. They are having the people. They are
I'll
having
make an
time.
announcement, eh?
Beautiful.
1 more minutes.
And do we need to copy paste the message to the breakout rooms?
You see, Arafat, the messages when you post in the breakout room, the broadcast message, it lasts for a few seconds only.
Only
So
few
by the time you
seconds
reach
only.
finish, it will go off.
Okay.
Ah. Good. Arafat, is it okay with the breakout rooms with the people?
Yeah, the rooms are going good. All rooms have minimum 3. Only room 4 only. Room 5 only 3.
Okay, but okay, it's not. They can do it. It's no need to have audience. They
Room
can do
5
it.
it was 3, but now it's 2 only there. No,
Maybe.
it's 3 right now. All good. We have
It's all
6. Yeah, we have 6 active rooms.
6 active. So to remember. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Nitin, I will put him in the room 5. Venkat has joined in some rooms. So I will just assign Nitin for room 5.
5 minutes more to go.
And just message.
How many minutes, Hara? 6.
5 minutes a while back.
It's interesting. Beautiful. Let's see. I'm so excited to hear their stories. Is Carmen here joining us?
Carmen, let me check.
Just because for her birthday, just to be sure.
Not yet.
No, okay.
No. It's her birthday. It's Sunday. She won't be joining.
Yes, just to know, because I have thought to sing for her, but okay, it's not.
Yeah.
I will skip the song.
Yeah, she's not here today.
Yes, okay, just okay. That's why I was asking to be sure. Okay, it's normal. Hara, how is your sister? Hara left.
Room 5. Mary Nabunya. Room 5.
So 6 active.
Yeah, in the room 1, it's Raman, Sarah Nistrom, and 2 other participants. Okay. And room 2, our coach John and our megastar Daphne, Tasneem. Room 2 also is active. In room 4, there is Venkat and George and 3 other participants. it's active. Room 5, all 5 are participants. Room 6, we have Grace there, our megastar, and other participants.
So it's good. So so probably 6 stories.
Yes, 6 rooms, 6
It's okay.
stories.
Stories is okay. It's
I think
good.
it's 3 more minutes to go.
Thank you, Hara. Thank you for noticing it. Just to have another sip of water. Just a moment. Because I have- Perfect. Okay. You ready?
You're still pretty, Roxy.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
How many minutes left, Hara?
It's 1 minute more.
1 minute left, right?
Hara, can you hear me? Because I move a little bit this microphone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
Thank you, Hara. Arafat, how's the kids? The wife?
All good.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Samuel is here. Hey, Samuel.
Nitin is here. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nitin.
Yeah, he was not able to join any breakout rooms because I think he had some network issues.
Oh,
He was,
Nitin.
he was coming in and going.
Anyway, at the end, we're going to give the workbook, so he will do it at home with some friends in the winter time.
Yeah, he had a message. Sorry, my connection unstable.
Yes.
From Nitin.
So even here right now, from time to time, my connection is terribly low at the moment.
Yeah, it's almost time, right, Hara?
Yeah, it's time.
So shall I close the room?
I think yes. Yes. We want to hear the stories.
Fine.
Exciting.
3, 2, 1. Samuel is listening. Samuel.
This is
your background.
oh, Maria Batsoglu, welcome. Karen, welcome. Grace, Daphne, all of you, Nitin, Samuel, oh, Sofia Kademlidou, wow, Tasneem, Dr. Rahman, everybody, Sarah, yes, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Karen, awesome, Grace, beautiful, beautiful, Jorge. So let's see if it's Arafat. Is it all beautiful
Yeah,
people?
all closed, all closed, all room
Join
closed.
now? So let's hear. You have heard my story. I started. So now you have to follow. I think since I make the beginning. So breakout room number 1. Let's share your story.
Breakup room 1. We have Dr. Raman, Flossie, Hera, Sarah, and Trixie. That's your room.
So the sales. Who was the sales?
Who was sales? Did we have it? We didn't have any sales from Raman because there were
What is
4
the
of us.
story?
So we have an organizer that is Raman, and then we have the audience that is Flossie and Wenge, sorry, and myself. I was the admin.
Beautiful. So who will say, then we can hear from you, Sarah.
Yes, I will be happy to. So we have Amy. Amy is there an echo?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It is.
So Amy is 30 years old, and she is she just got promoted, right? She got promoted to become a team leader at this pharmaceutical multinational company called Johnson & Johnson, we decided. She got promoted in Johnson & Johnson to become a team leader of 20 people. And in the group, there was even one person that wanted the job, right? So she's even more nervous, and there are a lot of demands on her. And she's regularly going to have to talk in front of this group, and she's nervous, she's shy, and she really doesn't feel comfortable with storytelling. But then we have this Sean Connery guy. He actually plays that role, because you have to see it like a movie, right? So we have Sean Connery, who plays this seasoned mentor, right? He comes and he takes her hand and he says, I'm going to show you. So she learns from Sean Connery all these things, how to, the breathing and the circles of Roxani and all these things. And she becomes the amazing speaker, right? Maybe she becomes so, now I'm adding things, okay? Maybe she becomes so amazing that she gets borrowed to other departments, right? They borrow her, they use her for bigger things, because she becomes so great at this. So that is her story. This is the story of Amy going from being shy and nervous to really kicking it as a speaker in this big Johnson & Johnson company with the help of Sean Connery.
Yes, that's amazing. I like it. I love it a lot. So what is the, I want just one phrase. What was the energy in the room?
I'm going to let somebody else talk now. I think I did enough talking. Flossie and Buengie and Dr. Rahman. And also, yes, please, if I miss something, because now I got carried away a bit when I spiced it up a little bit. Yes, so please add more the rest of the team, and answer. You can answer Roxani's question too.
Thank you, Sarah. Dr. Rahman.
I felt the energy was good. Everyone, 4 of us, we were engaged and participating. We had our videos on. We were showing our faces, and everyone participated. We were comfortable. We felt safe.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Rahman. So let's go to breakout room number 2.
That was me, Roxani. I was the organizer, and Tasneem needs to turn her camera on so we can see her.
Yes, Tasneem.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Please.
So I was the organizer.
Yeah. Hello.
I was the organizer, and I asked Tasneem what her problem was, what her challenge was for public speaking. She said engaging the audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the ball to Tasneem.
Tasneem, you got the ball. So I see that you are using visible props. So Tasneem, I'm sending you also a ball just to hear you. We cannot see your beautiful face, Tasneem.
You're muted. Tell us your story. The story.
Tell us the story, please.
Okay.
We had a lot of fun.
Okay. Yes. So the story, it's the idea. I had the idea from the ball of John. Thanks, John. So I maybe all of us in the beginning of our career, we haven't always fun sessions with our students. So for me, as a high interacting yellow person, so I need to see smile and shining faces of my students when I give them courses. And sometimes students mainly when it is 2 p.m. after the dinner and they are tired, there are no motivation in the classroom, and it is boring. So I had an idea of to motivate them, just to talk to one student to go to the board, and I surprised him with a ball.
Ah,
So-
that's why he took the ball and then threw it again to you. Ah, beautiful.
So he is so surprised that his emotions are changed, I suppose, and all the classroom, we are laughing. And so we have enough energy to restart the course and to motivate them.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So we're learning all from the stories, if you can see that from this perspective, that we are all learning from each other right now. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for sharing, and John. So let's carry on to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Breakout room 3, I think Sunita's group.
Oh, Sunita.
Sunita, are you there?
Oh, so I think Sunita was in group. Did I say group 5? This is Oren speaking.
Orwin, you're in group 5, but it's okay, you can take over.
Yes, Orwin, take.
Come.
Okay, so we had someone called Sunita in our group as well. And group 5 didn't seem to have a lot of energy because so we were supposed to be 5, but we ended up being only 2 of us. And so we decided to share experiences. We couldn't really role play because we were less than the number of people required. So we're just the 2 of us. But I would just share what we shared between the 2 of us. So sorry, I can't put my video on. So I'm just in a relaxing state. Yeah. So one of us will be X and the other will be Y. So X is she loves public speaking. And she does that a lot, but the only problem is that usually she prefers to stand at the podium when she's speaking to her audience, and her problem is she does not utilize the stage, and yet she understands it's important to capture your audience, and one of the ways to do that will be to move around the stage and occupy the stage, and not just focus on the podium or stand next to the podium. So the solution for her is she will do a lot of practicing to ensure that she's able to move freely on the stage, utilize the entire stage. And so that was X. So Y, she has opportunities to speak to audiences, but she's very nervous when she's speaking, and very often her voice shakes when she's speaking to her audience, which she knows is bad. And the solution would be to speak more often, speak often and frequently, or also utilize opportunities that require to speak often to groups of people or audiences, but then also engage in things like, for example, taking a reading in the church or speaking at a function. So for whatever opportunity she has to speak, she speaks out to that audience such that she trains her mind, and she trains, and eventually she'll grasp the art of not being able to have a shaking voice, but also being able to speak confidently. So yeah, that's my group 5. I hope I represented the other person. Yeah.
So practice. Yes, we all
Exactly.
agree with this. And let's move from 5 to, let's go to 3 or 4. Then
room 4, we had Jorge, Uma, and Aled Duras. Unfortunately, Uma didn't have a chance to voice out because the time ran out. Maybe we could give her a chance to share whatever problem she's facing as a speaker. Uma, do you wish to share?
Uma?
Yep, she just unmuted. Yep.
please.
Uma, we saw you unmuting, but we can't hear you. Okay, nevertheless, Jorge and Ellen were sharing their part. Jorge, do you want to share with them what you were sharing with us?
Of my presentations when it is very technical or highly specialized. So the challenge is always to make it understandable. So Venkat suggested that I should wrap things in bytes and make sure that the bytes are properly understood before moving to the next stage, which sounds very good idea. At least from my perspective, that's something that I'm very capable to do.
That's very nice. So to break it in small bites. This is also like when we're having career goals for everything. This is a good and amazing idea that you came out. Thank you so much. So Verkan, how we finish with the breakout room? Just help me a little bit here, please.
We have room 5. Mary, no, room 5 is done.
5,
room
we have audience.
6, we have Grace, iPad, Jocelyn, Karen, Maria, and Rochelle. Room 6. Anybody want to represent that room?
Yeah, I can, if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
So we were still working through we hadn't got to the point of formulating the story, but I can have a go. Who on the hoof? So we have this lovely, engaging young lady who is engaging in public speaking. She wants to feel safe. She wants to be able to remember her words. She wants to be able to get it right from the start, from the beginning. She wants to feel confident that the audience likes her, and she doesn't want to get stressed. And she's concerned as well because of the language barrier. She wants to know that her audience understands her. So, she's also looking at technical solutions like using PowerPoint, practicing her script well beforehand, and identifying who the audience is. And so she understands then that even though she's really well prepared, the real issue is that she's finding that she gets stressed. In those moments of stress, that's when she loses her way and she's not able to deliver as confidently as she would like. And so, yes, there's this this moment where she gets fearful. And so the real solution for this, we agreed, would be for her to work on preparing for that feeling, really working on managing her state. So things like working on breathing and slowing her heart rate would help. And really thinking maybe about changing her perception of what it feels like. Is it nerves or could it be excitement? Yeah, that's as far as we basically got.
That's beautiful, because you share two useful things about preparations, of course, and about to put in a different perspective. How else? The limited beliefs. This is what I have heard right now. I like it so much that all the limited beliefs that we are having, really, it will change just the perspective, Karen. And I don't know who else were in your room, might be Sofia Kadevlidos as well. And if we change the perspective, of course, we can break limited belief systems. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for participating fully. So Venkat, my friend, I think it's time to see, and to everybody here, I know that they know already, because there are people that they are having, and they're looking, they're seeking for their personal development, that storytelling, it starts from the caves painting, and we're heading up to business corporate. Let's see the video.
If we show emotion, we're called dramatic. If we want to play against men, we're nuts. And if we dream of equal opportunity, delusional. When we stand for something, we're unhinged.
And Sue Bird's gonna need to calm down.
When we're too good, there's something wrong with us. And if we get angry, we're hysterical, irrational, or just being crazy. But a woman running a marathon was crazy.
Officials tried to pull her off the course.
A woman boxing was crazy. A woman dunking? Crazy. Coaching an NBA team? Crazy. A woman competing in a hijab, changing her sport, landing a double cork 1080, or winning 23 Grand Slams, having a baby, and then coming back for more? Crazy, 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 and crazy. So if they want to call you crazy, fine. Show them what crazy can do.
Thank you. Thank you, Venkat, so much. So, storytelling, it starts from the caves to the business, and at this moment, let me go to a little bit. We saw Nike. Just a moment. And here, Jonathan Gottschall, with his book, Storytelling Animal, he said that stories can help us navigate life. It is like we prepare the pilot. It's like a flight simulators. When I heard it, I love it a lot, and that's why the reason I want to share it with you. Let's make it, oh, no, doesn't. Well, I will do it like that. I will go here. Perfect. Oh. Offers, again, I have told about oh, no. So here. Storytelling animal means that it is humans, while we are using stories, we can help the world to go further. We can help with our stories, the stories that we're using. And if you want me to say it further, the stories that I'm using to my own self, the stories that I'm using to you right now, the stories that I'm using to the people around me, we are responsible about the stories that we are sharing to the world, the stories that we are sharing to ourselves. And Jonathan here, Mr. Gottschall said, it is like a flight simulators. It's helping us to prevent from society complex and society and social difficulties. This is what he's saying to his book. And this is the end of the first circle. And we're going to the second golden circle, that is the body language and the facial expressions. We are all facing a demanding environment with physical distancing that we all seeking for human connection. It's not an option anymore, body language and facial expressions. You have and you should communicate clearly. You should enhance the ability to switch among cultural frames. You should enhance the ability to communicate in excellence in virtual environments. You should enhance your emotional awareness in your communication.
¿Cómo estás? Buen día. Oye, pues ya reservé ahí donde.
For this body language golden circle, I have chosen golden people, Malala Yousafzai, of course. My friend Venkat will share part of his speech, of her lecture. 2014, it was her Nobel Peace Award, and we're going to hear the first part of her lecture. But I want you to be aware only and to focus on her body language. Pay attention at her real vocal power. Pay attention at her gestures. They might be short, but they are purposeful. Pay attention to the congruence on her face, on her voice, on her vocal variety, on everything. There is an absolute congruency over there. I want you to focus on her body language. My friend, from 000 point to 2 minutes point 55 seconds, please, the beginning of your Nobel Peace Prize lecture 2014. Malala, teach us public speaking also, apart from other things. Malala Yousafzai.
Malala Yousafzai, I call upon you to come forward and give your Nobel lecture.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished members of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, dear sisters and brothers, today is a day of great happiness for me. I'm humbled that the Nobel Committee has selected me for this precious award. Thank you to everyone for your continued support and love. Thank you for the letters and cards that I still receive from all around the world. Your kind and encouraging words strengthens and inspires me. I would like to thank my parents for their unconditional love. Thank you to my father for not clipping my wings and for letting me fly. Thank you to my mother for inspiring me to be patient and to always speak the truth, which we strongly believe is the true message of Islam. And also, thank you to all my wonderful teachers who inspired me to believe in myself and be brave. I'm proud, well, in fact, I'm very proud to be the first Pashtun, the first Pakistani, and the youngest person to receive this award.
Perfect. Thank you, Venkat. Thank you, my friend. So, of course, we feel her message. Strengthen, strengthen with her small hand. He did this. It came from the cells, from the body, from the heart, from the mind. No matter who teach you what. So, purposeful hand gestures, vocal power, congruence, that's the takeaways of the particular body language if we want to put it in this perspective. Of course, the ethos and the personality, of course. So, now we carry on with the second. Just I want to show you the variety of the public speaker. We go back to Hans Rosling because he's also strong, one of the strongest of his body language perspective again. I want you at this video that my friend Venkat will share with you, I want you to pay attention to his amplifying hand, amplifying head, his vertical, his horizontal, how he approaches the audience. All these skills, it's real, are authentic, are sincere, he's present, he's passionate. We're going to watch again the end, the last part of the talk that we have already analyzed, to see now the last part. How passionate he is till the end. Venkat, if you're ready.
Going to do is ask you two questions that I often ask my Swedish students. The first one is this: how many of you have not traveled by an airplane this year? Quite a few can do without flying. So the next question is, how many of you have stayed away from washing machines and you have hand washed all bed sheets, clothes and laundry during the last year? I thought so. No one. Everyone who can afford use washing machine, even the hardcore in the environmental movement. And I still remember the day when my family got the washing machine. It was the 1st of November, 1952. Grandma was invited to be the first to load the machine. She had hand washed her entire life for a family of 9. And when she loaded the machine, she sat down on a footstool and she watched the entire program during 1 hour. She was absolutely mesmerized. For my mother, it also meant a lot of more free time to do other things. She could read books for me. I think that's what made me professor. No wonder we said, thank you, steel mill, thank you, washing powder factory, thank you, electrical power station. Now, when thinking about where all this leaves us, I have just one little humble advice to you. Beside everything else, look at the data. Look at the facts about the world, and you will see where we are today and how we can move forwards with all these billions on our wonderful planet.
Perfect. Perfect. So the 5 top body language skills, I will analyze what to avoid and what to try if you want to start taking more tips of body language and public speaking right now. Hans, he got voice climax, he got congruency. We keep congruency for the greatest public speakers, that the whole cell, the whole body is talking their voice. From body language perspective, the first steps, the first putting the frame around body language skills. It is pay attention to your filler sounds. Instead, put strategic poses. Try to pay attention in your body lockdown. Instead, use an open body posture. If you are lacking of gestures, okay, Malala also got short gestures, but it was purposeful. So instead, use short, few, but functional. Parenthesis, functional. Functional means that, for example, I use my hands. I have 3 golden circles. I make the circle. The storytelling, the body language, the personality. I use my hands. Otherwise, if it's not functional, I leave it down as normal, relaxed. Pay attention, record your voice. If there is a monotonic or a dullness, try to have a voice variety. If it is a stiffness, stiff does not mean that I am professional. It's better to use a smile and to keep an eye contact with your audience. On stage, many things. I will focus. So this is the things actually that we are checking on stage. I want you to remember that it takes less than 10 seconds for your first impression. Some people, they are saying that it takes 4 seconds. I didn't want to exaggerate. I put the 10 seconds as the maximum, the first impression. That was the reason when I first entered on stage, I say hello. I showed my trust pearls, my trust pebbles, the inner part of my palm. When you are on stage, because you are shared with your stories that the lady was strangling on stage and we say you suggest her to go next to the podium. Brilliant idea. Of course, next to the podium. We want to see the data. The body data speaks. When you are a speaker, a public speaker, you need your head to be straight up. The listener can make a little bit tilted, but this is another story. Facial expressions, I will analyze them in virtual longer. At least the minimum, you need to have the muscles relaxed. Eyes, of course, you keep eye contact with your audience. We are talking now on stage. Smiling, shoulders relax, back and down, of course. The arms relax next to the torso. Yes, it's relaxed. It's not stick like that like a robot. It's relaxed. Do it. Do exercise at home. Just to see. This is limited beliefs. If there is stuck, then you recognize through body language the limitation that you have to take it as a baby, fragile baby, outside your brain. Gestures. Gestures, gestures, gestures. The fundamental is the gestures. Our ancestors from many millions of years ago, far times, using hands gestures to show clarity and value to what they are sharing. Hands, palms inside, we have already said. The legs should be stable. You cannot rocking on stage. Only if, I will analyze in a few seconds, only if. The feet, of course my feet, even if I am virtual, my feet is facing you. It's not me that you cannot see my feet. How else? Look now, I put the feet like that, you can understand. This is good for photo. Voice rhythm, energy. As Anthony Quinn, he controlled the stage. Synchronization. Movement. Let's talk about movement. Movement from my side, you are allowed to do whatever you like. Yes. Yes. There is, of course, one small secret, tiny secret. As long as your movement is functional. And I analyzed. I was walking in the forest, and suddenly in front of me, I saw a green snake. I back away. Of course, I can do that on stage when I'm sharing a story. When I want to go close to the audience, when there is purpose, I do it. Whatever I do it. Of course, in the preparation process of on stage public speaking, you need to do visualization, you need to have clear intention, you need relaxation before breathing, as Philippe and Dr. Rahman has said, and other also my fellow coaches. You need to take care of your clothing, of course, what you are going to, it depends on the circumstances, on the, where are you? You have to take care. Go for blue if you want just to keep and to have a safe side color. Rehearsal, the primary rehearsal if you are a TED talker or if you are a public speaker in an arena. Simulation environment, create a simulation environment. Before, at home, find a place, create it, and do there the rehearsal. Find some close quotes, why not? Or a friend that you trust and do in front of them rehearsal. This is about on stage. And now, my friend, Federico Res, I will reply to your request. And if anyone else got this about virtual environment, yes, virtual environment. You are allowed to stand up virtually. Sarah did it, Verka did it, Dr. Aman did it. Many of the coaches here, they are doing it. And the other coaches before us, they have already done it. If not we, the first, somebody started. But if it resonates with you, do it. It's not bad, do it. And now, because we are talking about virtual, and it is the upper part of the torso that the people they are seeing, we are going, of course, we focus on facial expression and micro, but micro, Sarah told us and educated us yesterday with the MTV platform. But for me, it's also plus, also in general, the expression that you are having as human being. It's playing a huge role. There's the technology, the light, the sound, the distance. The distance, depending, it's around 1 meter from the camera or 80 centimeters, but always depends on the person's size. If it is a huge person or if it is a short person cannot have this distance of 1 meter. The background, not to make a constant, let's say, the background has to be clear or even or more tidy background when you are talking virtually, in order not to distract the other people, and the clothing not to be also to make a nice combination with your background. I'm telling some technical also. The camera should be on the eye level. Put a box down on your laptop. So in order to raise it up and to be eye level. Preparation again, people, you have already know. Intention, we need to know the intention. I go to a party, I need to know the intention. I go to a virtual meeting, I need to know an intention. We have to stay an intention why we're going there. Energy, virtually, minimum plus 15% of your normal when you're physical in person to raise it up, because it gets a little bit, it drains us virtually. Head, of course, straight, we are the speaker. Facial expression, use eyebrows. Hello, do it, raise your eyebrows up. It's like you greet, you meet somebody from the first time, do these things, smile to the people. I call that here in virtually, yes, of course, we're looking at the camera, but you cannot stack your eyes in the camera. You have to go a little bit on the view and to have also to see the audience, the reactions, and everything. It's not only stuck in the camera like that. It is scary also sometimes. The arms. Yes, we are relaxed, relaxed, relaxed. Yes, do it. Feel free. Do it alone in front of the mirror. You will get used. Relax. It's okay. It's not hard. The feet, and again facing you. I have already said so. The voice rhythm we need. One moment. See here. It is just. This is about virtual and body language on stage performance. Now, language is more recent technology. Body language, your eyes, your energy will come through to your audience before you even start speaking. This is Howard Peter Gruber, an American business executive entrepreneur, educator and author. He's a chairman and CEO of Mandali Entertainment that he's sharing this wisdom with us. Let's connect the dots and the circles. The first circle, it is the storytelling. We understand each other with stories. Back your presentation with case studies, with science, with famous quotes. The second circle is the body language, your emotional language, your emotional bonding with your audience. Are you passionate about your why? And the third circle, it is the personality. Are you a giver? Are you willing to serve your audience, to give your knowledge? Are you ready to embrace your audience, their struggles, their worries, and their needs? The third golden circle, to become a great, to become a greater, to become the greatest public speaker. It's the personality. Expertise, yes, many expertise. Thousands. The history and the reputation, do not forget about it. To know your why, your values, audience service centered, the compassion, the acceptance, to go on stage, to go on camera, and to know the audience that you are having because you have all the characteristics and the research made, and to accept the audience. How will you speak to an audience that you don't accept? You have to overcome limited beliefs, isn't it? Bring words of encouragement on stage. Bring words of encouragement on stage and on camera to the audience. They came for you to listen. As a public speaker, everyone you come across is facing a struggle. As a public speaker, everyone you come across is facing a battle inside, some type of battle. I hope that you embrace you as a public speaker. You have to take the courage and to step in, to lift others, to use words of encouragement and faith. My friend Venkat, let's watch the amazing video of the power of the words right now. Thank you.
They've made me feel like a prisoner. They've made me feel set free. They've made me feel like a criminal. Made me feel like a king. They've lifted my heart to places I've never been. And they've dragged me down back to where I began. Words can build
So my friends, I'm so proud of being here and I'm having you all. Let's light people's hearts, my friends. Let's light people's hearts. I think it's time. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, first, let's give also the takeaways, Mr. Venkat and Mr. Arafat, and who got the takeaways. I have a free webinar for you, December 19th, Sunday. It's 2 o'clock Greek Eastern European summertime. There is on the paper there. I have also, Nidine, also for you and for everybody, the storytelling process in a paper, in a work paper, to do it at home with family. Learn also your kids from young age to do the storytelling. It's like a game, make photocopies around, spread it around.
Can you say the date again, Roxani? Which date was it?
Yes, it is, please. It is on the 19th of December, 2021, 2 o'clock Greek time, 2 o'clock Eastern European Summer Time. They can send us also email right now, or they can message me on the email. If they have the documents here on the chat, it is all the details inside, but let me also help right now. December 19th at 2 o'clock p.m. It's for 1.5 hours, and the session will be digital body language. So, Francisco, come. You got more. You asked, that's why. And so my mail is over here in the paper, in the document. Send me mail or text me on the messenger, LinkedIn, find me in the social media around. And the workbook. I don't know, is it Venkat shared on the chat box, the documents?
It's already shared.
Thank you, sir.
Roxani.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go to Q&A, the ones that, if you have any questions.
Yes, I'm going to read the questions. Let's see here. The first question, I think that we answered, that was Francisco, who asked about, are there any additional focus for public speakers with virtual audience? And I think, I don't know if you want to comment any little tips. Hopefully all of you will join Roxani in December, but maybe you can share some little things, Roxani, for those that will not join, some tips for the virtual audience. What do you think about?
Yes, it is. As also you said yesterday, it is the energy, actually. Let's start from this, because you have now also to change perspectives, things that we were used to think about it, and now starting to use it from another way. The energy that we're having, we're approaching the people on a human level, because the techniques, okay, put the box under the laptop, you will raise it to the eye level, put the ring, take this microphone and do your job. It's not like that. I can show you the, okay, I can give you 55 techniques, what's so? It is the communication, it is the heart, it is that I respect you, I have the acceptance, the compassion, I can understand that something might be there is a struggle. So just to navigate the communication slowly. It is a communication, it is a screen, okay, it is a screen. Put the light and this, and then it is the way that you will approach. You can came up to some humor things, or you can compliment. For example, I can now compliment, oh, Tasnim, what a beautiful shirt. And you, Sarah, the red, I love red, you know. So you can start to break some, you can have on your bucket list some icebreakers in order to come contact with the people that you don't know. Maybe it's the clothes, maybe it is the background. Slowly, slowly navigate the other personality to see how they react. Then you see the facial, you see the body. Maybe they are introvert. Maybe they feel embarrassed that you say about the blouse. And then you calm down. You go small, slowly, because how else if it is different frames of ours? So this is the tip. It's how you approach the people in general. This is the one tip for all, I think. The approach, the acceptance, the energy. Any other question?
Yes, so thank you, Roxani. I'm just going to also read the chat in the same time here. It says, Coach Samuel says, Yella, in Daphne's voice. Great session. Ho, 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 ha, 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 in Raman's voice. Well done, Roxani. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean, I thought there was a question because I think, oh, sorry. You can read that for yourselves. Well done, Roxani. Great tips. Time for practice. What I wanted to really read to you was what Raman added something for all of us. Get comfortable with technology. That is super important. I fully agree on that one, because this is very common when people that are not very used, especially, you probably recognize this, all of you, yeah? You see people doing like this. The audience is waiting and you have the presenter being it's not a great first impression, and we have all been there. I have been there too, believe me, and sometimes I am still there. But it's an important issue that you're raising, Dr. Raman. I think get comfortable with technology. Things happen, right? Like to me yesterday, I had huge technology challenges, but then that's another thing. That's something we need to deal with. But technology is important.
You have John.
I had John and I had a whole team. Same.
I have all the food today.
Besides energy, remember technology. That was from Raman. And then I think we should move on to the second question.
Yes,
please give us the names of the speakers, the videos that you did share. And I shared that, but I'll share it again. If you want to watch the videos on this TED Talk, was it TED Talk? Or it wasn't TED Talk, maybe.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Don't panic. It wasn't. It is Don't Panic. If you Google Hans Rosling, Don't Panic, it will come up. But I will.
Yeah, I have added all the names. If you want to copy that and check it out online, you have the names there. Coach Samuel says you can have brilliant ideas, but if you can't get them across, your ideas won't get you anywhere. From Lee Yakoka. Great quote, Samuel. Thank you for that. Next question comes from Uma Apollo. Thank you, Roxani, for the tips about opening a speech or storytelling. But just before appearing on the stage, how can one beat the first time initial nervousness in order to best communicate and make use of the proposed ideas? Thank you, Uma, for a great question. I think a lot of us are struggling with the nerves, right? So what are your tips, Roxani, on this?
This tip, it will be one major tips that you can use it in the whole of your life, which are, I have mentioned about service mindset, service-centered audience. I did it on purpose. Of course, I didn't analyze it further, but it is. If you imagine that that people that you love, these people, they are in front of, they are facing a fire issue. You go like that to save them without having any fear in your heart, because you know that you are serving. You know, so as long as you have as long as you really serving the audience, I want you at this point to concentrate to the service that you are going, to the benefit that you are going to give to the audience. If you focus, you change the perspective, not to yourself, the fear, the anxiety, how they will accept it. No, you go there to share something, to share an idea. You make the research, you make the steps, how, what, why, so you know that you will benefit these people. So then you go up front. Of course, then in any situation, you have to, I want the perspective to go free like that I'm going somehow to say, but I mean that I know the techniques to give and to advise the people. You have to have this feeling of service. Practical, this is like a mindset, a perspective view, let's say, that I take my mind and I put it in another perspective. Another thing that you do is, of course, as Sarah did yesterday, prime yourself to dance before. If it is dance, other people might be, they want to relax, to make some meditation before. You breathe out before you go out. Always, as my friend Philippe told me, Roxani, long breathe out today. Long. Yes, you breathe out. You check to find also, and then you connect the techniques. For me, it's huge. I heard a lot of mindset before. For example, today, I have some people that I'm hearing all the time. From the morning, I keep on hearing. Maybe I have them already next to me right now. During, it's virtual, I can do it, of course. And other people, they might also do the priming of the dancing. Yes, also. There are different. You find what suits you best.
Wonderful, wonderful answer, Roxani. And I just want to add also what Coach Samuel says. I believe the butterflies are okay, says Samuel. Just learn how to make them fly in your beautiful formation during your presentation. And I love that, Samuel, and I fully agree, because to me, nervousness means that we really want something, right? It's beautiful. Imagine if we were the opposite, we'll be totally, I think the word is lethargic. I don't know, those of you who are native speakers, I think that's called, when you have absolutely no energy in your body. We don't want to be there. Nervousness is great. Nervousness is energy. So use it, become friends with it. And I love that metaphor you did with a baby. So take the nervousness like a baby, accept it. It's beautiful. It's because you really want this, right? So instead of beating yourself up and making things worse, okay, sorry, I'm not going to get carried away and give another speech on this, but I thought that was beautiful what you said, Samuels, and I want to agree on that. So let's go to the next question we have. That was Uma asking about nervousness, and I think that you responded to that question very well, Roxani. Uma has another question, and my challenge was so much related to that of Aled. I am a very fast speaker during presentations. Any strategies on how to reduce the pace of my speaking, asks Uma.
Yes. Oh, let me find, just a moment, do I have it here? Okay, there is a pencil, now I have this, but okay, there is some pencils that they are doing this. I don't know if you have it, my dear, there's some pencils, you do this, you know? So, you practice, you do this, you pause, you do this, in order to slow down. You cannot do that like that all the time because you will get tired. So you go the pace of your voice with a pen, but find this pen, you will find it easy. Just make some practice, and I think after 20 days, if you do it constantly with you, you will find it. So just press this and talk. I'm Roxani. I came here for a reason. I have this session. I have this session. Stop. You do it like that. You practice with yourself. This is a practical idea to try a little bit to slow down. And also it is to record your own voice. Record it. I love the recording when first time I wake up from the bed, because this is the ideal time of the voice. It is more deep, let's say. Then with the stress, to do this and this, it's getting more. If you record the voice first time when you wake up, do it. And record the voice at night, because of the stress, it will be more thinner, more lighter. You will say, my God, I prefer the morning voice. It's more, okay, I cannot say it now. It's more better. It's more feminine or it's more masculine. It depends if you are a woman or a man. Do the recording and you will remember, and then try during the day to do recordings and to see how you are distancing your voice from the ideal that it is the morning one. But you need practice again, as you know, everything will take some time.
Fantastic tip. Thank you, Roxani. Courageous Christine says, I once forgot to put off my cell phone and it distracted me during a session that I was moderating. I learned a big lesson. Thank you for sharing that, Christine. I think we have all been there, and it can be quite embarrassing. So that's a good reminder. The document has been sent again, Musense, and those of you who didn't download, it should be quite low, now easy to find in the chat window. And
sorry, Mr. Nitin had a question.
Yeah, I'm going through the Raman says just focus, no distractions. Yeah, I am following the chat here. Just focus, no distractions. Have presentations, rehearsal in your mind.
Yes.
What does nervousness know about you, says Jorge Carrillo, right? Nervousness says something about us. It's our mind speaking to us. Why are you nervous? right?
Yes.
What is
Our
there to be
body
afraid
speaking
of?
to us, actually. It's the body. Yes.
Penny says, I also find practicing in front of a mirror helps. And Debalina says, thanks for asking this, Yuma. I think that it was about speaking fast. My rate of speech is quite high too. Now we know what to do. Great, Debalina, that you found that useful. And then we have Coach Samuel, any tips for what excellent public speaking looks like when you are speaking virtually and there is someone interpreting in another language? That was an advanced question. So the question is how to do when you speak virtually and have somebody else translating what you're saying. What should we think about?
When you have a translator, it is 2 tips. Because, of course, again, the energy, they will feel you, and the translator, it will be more, he will low down the level of your words, let's say, because he is a businessman, she is a businesswoman, and she will speak like a robot because she cannot engage emotion in he or her words because she cannot influence, she doesn't want to influence the content with emotions. So they are learned, their profession, how they are trained to speak like normally like a robot. They do like that. So you, from your side, you have to express it, to be more expressive with your facial expression, and all the people subconsciously, they will reach out and they will understand your why. The other person, she does her job, she will speak as she has meant to speak and she has trained to speak, but your job, you are not put limitations in front of you. You don't mind. Put 11 translators next to you. You will speak your truth. Everybody will understand it. Doesn't matter if they don't understand the actual words. Okay, if they see the energy, if you speak like you are speaking to people, to your friends, to your family in front of them, it's the same. They will understand it. They're humans. They will translate it to the subconscious. For me, it's the same, actually. It's the same. It's not.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Roxani. I can share that I used to work for many years, as I shared yesterday, at the Swedish Migration Agency. And sometimes I would give big informations to a big group of people with up to 5 interpreters. I mean, they were interpreting in different languages in different corners of the room. We were all in the same room, and that can be challenging. But I said the same like you say, Roxani. It's pretty much the same. We have to think about our energy and all of that, because even if they don't understand our language, they will understand our body language, right? Right. And we have 2 more questions. The one we had now was about how to, that was about, yes, the interpreter, right? Before that, we talked about reduce the pace of speaking. Now we have one question from Nitin Mistry. If as a public speaker, if you notice one of your statement has created an opposite impact on audience, although your intention was positive, what do you repair first while on the stage? An intent or an impact?
Okay, let's say that you said something that they didn't understand. Okay, let's put it.
It created. Sorry, I'm going to do it again. Say it again. It's not that I didn't understand. What you said created an opposite reaction in the audience.
Yes, I will.
And you wanted something positive, but you got the negative reaction. So what do you do to repair that?
Yes, you can. Yes, you have to. Yes, of course, you repair. It depends. If it is in the beginning of the speech, it will be harder. Just to be honest. If it is in the middle, and that's why we say we create rules. If it is a global audience, we create rules that, as we did here, for example, if it is virtual environment, that nobody gets it wrong. It's a global audience. We cultivate to this. So subconscious, the audience, they know. So nobody gets it wrong. We mentioned at the beginning of the session the safe rules, because it's different cultural environments. So also I have to protect myself as a speaker. So you have also to make also the research to see the characteristics, to see the people, so to know, to see the culture, so what to take. But let's say that you did this and you didn't expect it, it was something that you didn't manage, then you have to say, I'm truly sorry if I said something that I didn't really meant it from my heart. You will touch your heart because you truly feeling sorry and you will apologize. What else to do? What else? If you create the positive, what to do? Body posture? The voice from the heart, from the gut? You will say that. I didn't expect it, in my culture is different, but you have to create an environment, especially if it is virtual, it's much more easier, to be honest, because you make the rules, you say the rule subconscious in the beginning in order the people to create them and to be freely, and you are free. You are ready to hear anything. You have to be ready to hear anything. It's not bad, you're ready. You're a speaker, you have to wait. Yes, you can hear anything. You have to be ready for this.
Thank you, Roxani.
Yes, that's it.
And I think that, thank you. I think that when this happens, and I think it happens to if you're a professional speaker and you speak a lot, I mean, you don't need to have to be a professional, but if you speak a lot, it will happen sooner or later that what you say is going to be misunderstood. I think it's a great opportunity to show authenticity and to build relation, to be real, explain, communicate from your heart. And you're actually going to have the opportunity to build relation with the audience. So use that opportunity instead of getting nervous and feeling negative energy. Yeah, just some input from my side as well. I don't know what you say, Coach Samuel and Hara and John, if you're here, if you have any other input on this complex situation when we have the audience that suddenly go against us. That can be a bit scary, a bit frightening. Do you have any inputs on that? The other communication?
Nitin also, he has raised his hand also.
Yeah, Roxani, Mr. Nitin has got a question.
Yes,
yes, we have one more first. I have one more because I have the order here. I have taken down so sorry. Tasneem asked, the third circle 3 can be about the personality of the speaker. Can it be about the personality of the speaker? So he must know, or she must know herself or himself, or is it just about the audience?
Yes. Thank you, Tasneem, for the great question. It is, we're talking about being a great public speaker, being the greatest public speaker. Yes, of course, we're talking about the personality of the speaker. That's why it's the characteristics about to accept his audience. So if you accept the audience, you will accept even, let's say, oppositions. Let's put it that way.
Very good. And then we have
just because I was really surprised when you said that in 2009 you were introvert. You look at as an introvert. So it is a big change in your personality, I see. No?
Yes, it is a reality like that. So that is the reason that slowly I'm moving from another corporate, from the corporate world, let's say like that, as people they are using it, to go to doing things that I love a lot, that it is to teach body language or career, because for me, I told you, it's tools. I have another to communicate to the people other things. Thank you.
It is important so to know our personality. When we are introvert, it isn't spontaneous to communicate and to have a great public speaker. We need a great work on our personality, on us.
With ourselves.
Yeah, on ourselves. Yes. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a message from Maria Kiriakido. I don't know if you maybe work as an interpreter with regards to the question on interpretation. If it is simultaneous interpretation, there is no problem, Maria says. I don't know if you would like to comment on that, Maria.
Yes, Maria.
Yes, yes, hello.
Sharing
Hi,
that.
Roxanne.
Hi, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I use interpreters in my business, and we have two kinds of interpretation. So the one is the simultaneous, which means that they work in a booth. So you have the earphones, and they interpret the same moment the speaker speaks. So we don't lose anything from the micro expressions or whatsoever. Something we may lose when it is consequence interpretation, which means that you speak for 2-3 sentences, and then I have to translate. So there is a delay for the next minute. But in most of the occasions, the interpreters speak in the same way like the speaker, in most of the ways. I mean, emotionally, they try to show that.
That's good.
Yes, so the audience has to combine a bit, because first of all, they take the message from your expressions. So in a way, they expect what to hear from the interpret, from the translator. I think we don't lose it so much. We don't lose it. We are doing this very often. We don't lose it. I mean, there is always a connection with the audience. We don't lose it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yes, I love to say that we are carried, and we are getting influenced from the speaker. So the speaker, he's motivate you somehow. So you are, with your voice, you are carrying his words and
yes, Roxanne is the same. I say is the same thing in all the jobs. Okay, for example, I'm a tourist guide, and I'm a travel agent, and I'm a businesswoman. Okay, I have said so. When I guide, okay, I do it because I love it. If you do your job because you love it, this comes from your heart. I mean, it's impossible not to be able to control the voice, the speed, and you may X-ray your audience. You have to do that as fast as possible. Sometimes I have only 1 hour or 30 minutes to speak to the audience. I have to X-ray them immediately from the very first center, how they react, where they are looking at, if they follow me, if they don't. In the first 5 minutes maximum, I have to know how to control them. And this comes as a consequence from your experience, from your job, but first of all, from the love you have for your job, on what you are giving. And of course, there are guides that speak like, you know, a recorder. I do it this way. I cannot do it the other way. I will go first here, then there. Then this is not your job, my dear. And you miss the audience. And they say, okay, it is another ABC tour, for example. So you have to inspire your audience by your own personality. This is my experience that I want to share. I had today 1 hour in a bus to speak to an army general. He was the minister of a nearby country that we had. In 1 hour by bus to squeeze history of 5,000 years. So I go with the flow. It is impossible to say the whole library you have here. The point is how to motivate, how to make him understand and take the message you want, the time you want it. You don't have to say everything. Sometimes you may change. You go with the flow. You start with a speech and you change it in the way.
Of course, Maria, you are correctly. I like it a lot. Thank you for sharing. And she's my friend from Thessaloniki.
Yeah, I agree with Maria. It comes with experience. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Evharisto, Maria. Thank you so much for sharing. And
you're welcome.
And that also confirms what I spoke a lot about yesterday.
Sarah, any other question, maybe?
Yes. It confirmed that communication comes from within, or it should come from within, right? But it always signals from within, right? So if you love your job, it's going to come through. If you don't love your job, it's also going to come through, right?
Exactly.
You cannot control it.
Correct.
So more questions here. Scrolling down again. Virtual communication has the advantages of communicating without mask, and there is face expression, says Tasneem. Yes, very true. So that is, of course, a challenge with the face masks. Coach Samuel says, how do you deal with very hostile audience filled with vampires who particularly came with an intention to really suck your blood and make you fail, especially when they know that your message may destroy some opportunity for them? So how do we deal with vampires, Roxani?
Yes.
Thank you for the question, Samuel.
Of course, very, very nice, very beautiful and strong question. Because that means that, Samuel, that you know in advance that you are going, or it's like Nadine said, but no matter what, it's the situation, if it happens during the process or if it happens before, of course, there is some different of, let's say, we evaluate different the cases. You go proud and you just speak. You just speak your truth and you go proud over there with the open posture and you speak the truth. What you are going to do? What you are going to do, Samuel? If you have to go there in a hostile environment and you have to know the intention. We mentioned, what is your intention when you are going there? What is your intention? It is the intention that I'm going to a hostile, or it is the intention from the beginning, before I go to speak, I have to have a clear, crystal intention. If I'm thinking, okay, it is a hostile, I'm going. What? You have to know that I'm going to give a solution. I have to be more, let's say, to have a methodology. I'm going to tell them step 1, step 3, step 3, these steps. So you have to have your intention clear, crystal, anytime, in any audience. And then they will understand. Of course, if it depends the hostile, of course, of the how I measure the hostile personally, or what maybe I haven't clear how hostile it is, the degree, I mean, of this. But let's say that somebody is insulting you, you have to put and set rules. If there is somebody, you have to set, if you are the speaker, it is your environment, so you have to set the rules. The speaker is setting the rules, Samuel. For many reasons. For many reasons. So it depends. How you were inviting, it created during the process, how it happened, this environment. It is somebody that, so it's a lot of parameters here. But for me, a steady voice from gut, it's the stomach, it's this voice, what I'm talking, the gut voice, yes, or a little bit gutter. There is another type of voice that we are using, there are 6 of them. Then you use this voice, the voice of boundaries. This is the voice that you are using in a hostile, without any insult. Intention, no insult, respect and accept. If you respect and accept, you can accept anything.
Excellent answer, Roxani. Excellent answer. And I've been in that situation myself many times back in the migration agency with people in the audience that didn't agree. And no, it all depends on the situation, but with power and respect, not unfriendly, the door is there. You're very welcome to leave. If you don't have to be here. So I am here to do this and this and this, and you're welcome to leave. You can say it with a nice voice. You're very welcome to leave. The door is over there. Thank you. Right? This is what I would do if we get very hostile. We can say nasty things in a nice way, and it takes the edge off it, right? So I fully agree with you, Roxani. Howard says, make connections. Empathy is key. Proud of you, Roxy. Yes, we are all very proud of you, Roxy. Extroversion or introversion should not be limitation. Public speaking is a skill that everyone will any personality can learn and master, says Samuel. Yes, I think we all agree on that. Thank you, Samuel. Everybody can be public speakers. And amazing sharing from Maria, says Hara. Yes, great sharing, Maria, your experience. We love it when you, the participants, engage and share your experiences. Samuel says, nothing moves an audience like genuine passion. Many people are moving their crowds or audiences with passion, even when they may have a shortage of great content. Passion is motion for emotion and transformation. Yes, exactly. We can talk about anything. We can talk about bananas, but if we have a lot of passion for bananas and it is real, we're gonna make the audience really follow us, right? It's almost a bit scary, isn't it? But passion is key. I fully agree. What do you say, Kat? What do you say, Roxani? What do you say about passion?
I'm a passionate woman. What to say about passion? I love passion.
I know.
But,
Maria says, great. Oh, sorry.
No, but some people, they can express it by their own uniqueness. I mean, anyway, we need the passion. We don't need the dullness and the monotonous, but they might get express it by their own unique way. So
we have Hara says, respect is key. Respect is diversity. We should respect diversity. Clap your hands, switch on and off a light to attract the audience. That's a great tip, Raman. Switch on and off the audience. Like this. Oh, that didn't work. I think we get it. Tasneem, thank you very much, Roxani. I learned a lot. Many thanks for all of them. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nasty things in a nice way. Euphemism, says Samuel. Yes. And we even have a little banana emoji there in the chat. And then we are winding up. It's time to.
Any other questions, Sarah?
No,
Roxani,
I
sorry
think
to
we have.
interrupt, Roxani. Mr. Nitin had his hand raised much earlier.
Oh, yes, Mr. Nitin.
Yes, Mr. Nitin.
Yes, I remember. Yes, Mr. Nitin.
Thank you, Roxani, for the answers you given to my question. But I asked this question in the three environments. The first environment, that you are a public speaker and people come to listen to you, and there perhaps you make a mistake or you did something, there perhaps you can repair the intent or you try to repair the impact, because after that session the audience will go their home and you will go your home, so there will be a disconnect. The second environment, where you are being invited as a keynote speaker, your role is very limited because you have been asked to talk on certain topics and this is how you do it. There also, perhaps, if whatever you say, if that makes the wrong impact, you can still repair and still you go home and they go home. The most critical thing is when you are running your company AGM and being a CEO, when you try to talk something about the policy or about certain decision, and it has not been perceived properly, where even so many repair work you do it, but you cannot get away from it because you are a CEO of company and you cannot bring the disconnect. That time it is very difficult whether you repair impact or whether you repair your intent. I think it's a catch-20 the situation at that time. That is the reference in which I asked this question, because I faced this kind of situation number of times, because our intention is good being a CEO, but it creates a bad impact sometimes. And howsoever repair you try to do it, but you cannot bring the disconnect because you are a CEO of a company and you have to work with those people. So in that context, I ask it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadine. In this concept of a CEO or in a business environment, it is good to work on separating your teams, actually, to talk to them. For me, it's like, let's say, leadership, how I view this. It is the leader, it's like, I will make a correlation, like a metaphor, like a father, let's say, that you have your children and you leave your children in the beginning, in the first 2 or 3 months to play. This is like that, freely, you know what I mean? So just I want you to feel this environment that you are the father, you have the children, forget about the corporate business. And in the beginning, they will go out, they will fall down, they will make mistakes. So you encourage them. You encourage these people, the children, you're going to encourage them. If they're young, if they are 4 years old, if they are 5 years old, you will do the encouragement. let's say that they are in the beginning, the first 3 months, you are going to be the father. So it's like they are growing up. For example, if it is the first month, you are going to treat them like they are young children, 1 month, 1 year. If it is on the second month, so you do this gradually, you are giving the responsibilities as you are going to do as your child. So slowly, if you are doing it all to the old personnel from the beginning that you hired, and to the new personnel, slowly, they will adjust all normally into the environment. They will learn your culture, how you behave, what is your policy, slowly, with responsibilities. And I think you will get, this is one piece of communication advice for your new personnel, if I may say.
Thank you, Roxani. We're going to do one very last thing. There are no more questions, and I think everybody that asked the question has got them answered. We have Maria that would like to say something about the masks, and after that, I think it is time that we wind up.
It's everybody, yes.
Maria, would you like to
Thank you
say
so
something
much.
about the masks?
Thank you. Yes, well, a lady previously said how difficult it is to speak when wearing a mask. So I'm telling you that in all the indoors monuments, we, the guides internationally, have to wear a mask. And this means that we have to do a presentation that lasts 1.5 hours at least in every museum. So here comes the point, what you said, Roxani. I mean, wearing glasses or not wearing glasses, because there are people wearing glasses as well, which makes the thing much more difficult. But this is how we move our eyes, our eyebrows, or the most difficult thing is while smiling, and you see, the best smile are the more wrinkles, the dark wrinkles you do here. And this is how the people understand that we smile. And of course, the gestures in our hands. And because we are full length face, I mean, it's the whole body that we have, okay, we also try to express things with the hands. So what you said previously, I mean, fits perfectly to how you handle the gestures, the micro expressions on half on your face, because this is very important too. And the point is not to do it intentionally, because you can't think of it, because most of the people haven't heard you, they don't know about that. They just do it, you know, physically. Most of the times without success, of course.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I would like to thank you. I don't know if there is any more question, because with you left here. I think it's time to say a goodbye from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for staying. Thank you so much for being next to me. And tomorrow we have another beautiful lady about personal development, Marcela Soler. And thank you. Good night. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you.